What's up everybody, what's up Illumineers, welcome back to another Lorcana video here on Inkspot Games, and today we're going to be talking about what kind of stuff does a new player need or should have in order to get into this game. A couple disclaimers to start this video off. First of all, I am not a financial advisor, and we are going to be talking about things that obviously cost money. So make sure you buy responsibly, and I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't spend your money on. That's ultimately up to you. But I just want to make sure I get that out now, that I am not a money advisor or anything like that. How you spend your money is your business. Also, this video is mainly for brand new Lorcana players. I'm talking like never even picked up a card new. So if that applies to you, make sure you stick around and make sure you tell me in the comments if you have any other questions or anything like that. We're going to be doing a couple of videos for new Lorcana players. And also, this video isn't really about like individual cards or game strategies or things like that. I'm talking about you're entering this game for the first time and what kind of products or accessories should you get to start with this game. So let's just get right into it. And one of the first things I feel like we should talk about getting is the cards themselves. Now, if you've been following the Lorcana market lately, I even talked about it on a previous video. Cards are expensive right now, whether it be singles or sealed product. Right now, the prices are higher than they're supposed to be at MSRP. So again, like I said before, buy at your own risk. If you don't feel like you want to spend money on this game yet because prices are so high, there are ways to play this game for free, and that is going to be on Pixelborn. Pixelborn is a free piece of software where you can have access to the entire Lorcana card pool and queue in the games and play Lorcana. Now, obviously this is digital and people want to play this game with actual cards, but if you don't really want to spend these higher prices on these cards, then Pixelborn is a great resource for you to use. But let's start getting into the actual sort of physical things we can get, starting with the cards themselves. So in my opinion, for anyone who is just getting into this game, I highly recommend picking up at least one of the starter decks. And I know that sounds very obvious, but I think these decks are pretty well made and have their own little strategies in them. You get some decent cards in these structure decks. In fact, if you even want to pick up all three, you'll have a nice pool of cards to start with. But these don't just come with cards. It comes with a rule guide, which, by the way, if you do want to read the rules for this game, I do have a how to play Lorcana video, or you can look on Lorcana's website to read the rules yourself. But these starter decks also come with their very own rule guide. They also come with tokens to track damage, and it also comes with a little token and paper that lets you track lore that you're collecting throughout the game. And also, the starter decks come with a booster pack, so maybe you'll pull something pretty good to even add to your deck to upgrade it. I think the starter decks are just a great product for brand new players. I would highly recommend purchasing one of or all of them first before maybe going in on a booster box or anything like that. The next actual Lorcana product to look into, again, the price right now is a little higher than it would be if it was at MSRP, but is the Illumineers Trove. The Illumineers Trove comes with multiple accessories in there, storage, things like that, and also comes with more booster packs. I think it's 8 booster packs, again, that you can use to add to your card pool, your card collection, and even upgrade the starter deck that you bought. I would recommend for new players, before going in on a booster box, checking out the starter decks, checking out the Illumineers Trove, maybe the gift set, but I think those two things are very good starting points in terms of just the cards themselves. What we need to remember is not everyone is going to have access to cards that just come in the booster boxes or things like that because the prices are so high. So you are going to find, if you have a community of people who are playing Lorcana, you are going to find people who are really at the same level you're at by just playing with starter decks, or even have starter decks that are just boosted by some of the packs, whether it be from the Trove or the booster pack in the starter deck itself. For cards, I think that is a great place to start. But now that you have your cards, now we need to start thinking about different accessories to go with your cards. Because believe me, if you are going to play this game with people or at a local card store or in a tournament setting, you don't want to just go there with just your deck and that's it. There's a couple other accessories I would highly recommend getting. First things first, card sleeves. Now, there are official Lorcana card sleeves with different characters on them, so if you're interested in those, then I think that's not a bad product to look at. But there are higher quality card sleeves out there, which, by the way, any sort of brand I talk about moving forward in this video, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I'm just recommending what I think is the best option for you to play the game, protect your cards, all that stuff. Card sleeves that I would recommend getting are Dragon Shield, and you'll probably hear most kind of veteran trading card players say this. Dragon Shield, I think you get the most bang for your buck. They're very, very high quality. I personally like the matte sleeves. I actually have a box of Dragon Shield right here, and I think they are very, very good. In fact, I just think they protect your cards very well. They're very high quality. The only thing is, when you first put them on, they might be a little slippery for your cards, but I think that's okay. They keep your cards well protected, especially maybe some of those foil cards that you might get in your starter deck or pull from booster packs. So definitely, especially if you're going to play competitively or play in a tournament at your local card store, or even play at the kitchen table, I think any kind of card sleeve is good to protect your cards, but I would recommend Dragon Shield card sleeves. And also they come in a bunch of different colors, which is very cool also. Or Lorcana also has their own card sleeves that have some of the characters on them. The next thing to talk about here, where are you storing your deck? Where are you putting it? Are you putting it in your pocket, a plastic bag, a paper bag? I wouldn't recommend that. The next accessory or product I think you should seriously consider is a deck box. Now, you don't need anything fancy. Again, Lorcana is releasing their own deck boxes, like the sleeves with characters on them. But there are also a lot of other good deck boxes out there. There are higher quality ones, like the one I have is called the Sidewinder. Now I use it for Lorcana or any other card game I play. It magnetically shuts, and it's very, very high quality and keeps your cards nice and safe in there. Keep them nice and tight inside the deck box. And I just think really anything like that, like Ultra Pro or whatever deck box you find, will be good. Or if you want to find a regular deck box, here's another Ultra Pro deck box, and these are kind of like more on the cheaper side. You can pick a bunch of them up off of Amazon or something, or your local card store, and these will do the job as well. They're not the highest quality, but I think for a temporary deal until you get a better one, these deck boxes work just fine and should be able to fit your sleeved 60 card deck. The next item I believe would be worth getting if you're going to play Lorcana IRL with people in a local card store is a game mat. Now, you can pick these up really anywhere. You can get cool custom ones. Again, Lorcana has some pretty awesome play mats to play with, but again, it's a lot better using a play mat than putting your cards on a dirty table. Even though they're sleeved, I would much rather use a game mat. I do have some Yu-Gi-Oh themed ones, so you see, just really nice quality. You can buy tubes to store your playmat in. So here is a playmat that I have. It has Dark Magician Girl on it. And in here, is a playmat tube to roll up and store it in. Again, you can find a tube at your local card store or on Amazon or whatever, but these are just very, very good to store your playmats in, so you're not just walking around with one like this and messing it up and getting it all, whatever. So a playmat and a playmat tube I would also highly recommend if you're going to play this game with people. A couple smaller things I would look into, maybe like a backpack to store your stuff in, put your deck box in, put your playmat in, would also help. And one other thing I would look into is a storage binder. Again, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like this, I have this huge binder for all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it. Obviously there's not a ton of Lorcana cards out yet, but I would recommend, especially if you're not playing with maybe one of your more valuable cards, to get a binder and store your card in there just so they're all in one spot. Again, the Illumineers Trove kind of has like a storage box. I would put like common cards in those, but I would put your more valuable cards in a binder, again, because they're very convenient to take out and maybe show someone else if you want to trade per se, or whatever you want to do with them. I would recommend getting a binder, and like I said before, maybe like a backpack or something to store this stuff in, especially if you're going to a tournament. Down the line, I'm sure there's going to be pretty competitive tournaments that you would be there for a couple hours, so you want to make sure you keep all your stuff in one spot so that you know where everything is and you don't lose anything. The very last thing I would recommend you finding to start playing Lorcana, again, for those beginners out there, we went through what kind of product, we went through sleeves, binders, playmats, deck boxes, backpacks, things like that. But the most important thing to find when you're getting into Lorcana for the first time is a scene, a community, a group of people who are also playing this game. Playing on Pixelborn on a simulator is cool and all to kind of learn the ins and outs, but it's really, really nice to have a community of people to play the game with, because that'll help you get better, that'll help them get better, and that will help grow this game. This can be some of your friends or new friends you meet at your local game store. Make sure you find a local game store by you, if you have one, and finding just a group of people to play this game with it's something that money can't buy, right? Those experiences are something that money can't buy, and you'll just improve a lot at this game if you do that, and so will your friends. So I think finding a community of people is the most important thing to get when you're just getting into Lorcana. I know that the whole Lorcana launch hasn't been great and hasn't really been friendly to newer players especially, but I think the game itself is very accessible to new players because it's not that difficult to learn. It's pretty straightforward right now. So if you're thinking about getting into Lorcana, I would take advantage of it right now, even if you're just thinking about it. And if you try it out and don't like it, that's fine. But there is something pretty special about getting into a game on the ground floor, which is why I was very, very excited about Lorcana when it was announced. So I hope this guide was helpful. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to buy anything, besides like the actual cards, obviously, to play. You don't even need the cards to play. You can use the software, but if you want to play in real life, obviously you need real cards, but like this other stuff is mainly recommended. So I would just look into it. Again, ask around, support your local game stores, even if they are selling the actual cards at a gross price. There's still a lot of different accessories and things you can buy at your local game store. You don't need to use the official Lorcana products like the sleeves and the mats. I think some of them look pretty cool, but those aren't a need. Use whatever you want, use whatever works in your budget, and most importantly, just have fun with the game. So I hope that this guide was helpful. Any other questions, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We keep growing every day, and that's really exciting to see. So if that's it, I'll see you on the next one. Later.